Hello, and today we'll be playing Layers of Stardust. We're going to continue with Chapter 1. With a nod and a wink, Madness bid Jonathan good night and made his way to his own apartment. Jonathan entered his quarters feeling immense anticipation and gratitude for the friendships he had formed in this foreign land. As he settled in for the night, he couldn't help but wonder what the future held for him in the newly established embassy on Earth. As Jonathan entered his apartment, ready to retire for the night, and still pondering Viridian's sudden disappearance earlier, he was taken aback to find her waiting for him. She had an air of mystique and ancient wisdom about her, but he couldn't shake his initial skepticism. Viridian, you're here. I must admit, I'm curious why you suddenly reappeared after vanishing earlier. What brings you back? Viridian, her presence exuding an otherworldly aura, approached him gracefully. Jonathan, the ebb and flow of time is a complex tapestry. My existence spans beyond the boundaries of your understanding. I'm drawn to you, for there is much you have yet to discover. Jonathan remained cautious, his curiosity roaring with a hint of reluctance. I can't deny the sense of intrigue your presence brings, Viridian, but I also have questions. What are you, really? What is your purpose in my life? Viridian's voice, carrying an ancient melody, seemed to resonate within the room. I am a custodian of knowledge, a guardian of cosmic secrets. My purpose intertwines with your own, Jonathan. Together we shall unravel the mysteries that lie obscure. Jonathan couldn't deny the allure of Viridian's enigmatic words, but he maintained a healthy dose of skepticism. I appreciate your cryptic wisdom, but forgive me if I remain cautious. I've learned that not all beings have noble intentions. What assurances can you offer? Viridian's gaze held a depth that seemed to span countless lifetimes, her voice echoing with ethereal resonance. Trust is earned, Jonathan. I understand your reservations. I offer no guarantees, only the promise of guidance and insight. It is up to you to discern the truth and forge your own path. Jonathan's skepticism softened slightly, his curiosity slowly beginning to overpower his doubts. I suppose I can't deny the pull of the unknown. If you truly possess the wisdom you claim, then perhaps our paths crossing is not a mere coincidence. I'll keep an open mind. Viridian's serene smile deepened, as if she had anticipated his reluctant acceptance. This is all I ask, Jonathan. Embrace the curiosity within you, and together we shall embark on a journey that transcends the boundaries of your world. The answers you seek lie within the cosmic tapestry. Waited to be unraveled. Jonathan, still cautious but intrigued, nodded as he contemplated the possibilities that lay before him. Very well, Viridian. I'll reserve judgment for now, but know that I won't be swayed easily, and after what happened in the past. Viridian's ancient eyes sparkled with a hint of mischief, her voice carrying a sense of challenge. Challenge accepted, Jonathan. The path ahead may be treacherous, but together we shall navigate the uncharted realms and uncover the truths that dwell within. Prepare yourself, for the journey begins now. Jonathan woke up early, feeling a surge of excitement and anticipation. It wasn't even 8 a.m. local time, but he couldn't wait to start his first real day as a human ambassador in this alien metropolis. Today marked the official opening of the embassy office, a significant milestone in his diplomatic journey. It was a chance to establish connections, foster understanding, and pave the way for interplanetary cooperation. The new secretary, Lursa, was scheduled to arrive at 10 a.m. Jonathan knew he had ample time to prepare himself for the day ahead. He decided to make the most of it by refreshing himself, having a hearty breakfast, and indulging in a moment of relaxation. Jonathan marveled at the intricate design of his apartment. It was a seamless blend of futuristic architecture and practicality, clearly reflecting the advanced civilization he now found himself in. The kitchen area, connected to the rest of the apartment, boasted an array of state-of-the-art appliances and was fully stocked with an assortment of food items. Although he had the option to cook, Jonathan opted for a quick and convenient ready meal. He poured himself a steaming cup of coffee, the aroma wafting through the air, enticing his senses. The taste was distinct, the flavor of the beans more pronounced than what we was accustomed to on Earth. It was a delightful surprise, and Jonathan savored its sip, relishing the unique experience. As he enjoyed his breakfast, Jonathan couldn't help but appreciate the meticulous organization of the kitchen. The ingredients were stored in tall, transparent glass jars, neatly arranged on narrow shelves, with labels providing concise descriptions. It was a testament to the advanced technology and attention to detail prevalent in this alien society. With plenty of time before Lucifer's arrival, Jonathan contemplated his options for the day. He could delve into the intricacies of interstellar politics, explore the city's cultural landmarks, or simply take a moment to immerse himself in the new surroundings. The choice was his, and he realized the freedom to shape his day as he saw fit. The choice was his. He realized the freedom to shape his day as he saw fit. To all of them. It was a cozy, luxurious space with large windows that bathed the room in natural light. The walls were adorned with intricate alien artwork depicting scenes of celestial wonders and vibrant landscapes. The soft hum of a subtle ambient soundtrack filled the air, creating a soothing atmosphere. The room exuded a sense of tranquility and comfort, inviting Jonathan to further explore its offerings. Jonathan was curious to see what his bedroom held in store for him. Jonathan could open the sleek, futuristic wardrobe to find an array of alien-inspired attire, each piece meticulously tailored to his size and style preferences. The fabrics were unlike anything he had ever seen, boasting a delicate yet durable texture. The wardrobe offered an opportunity for Jonathan to select a distinctive outfit for the day, reflecting his newfound ambassadorial role. Inside the wardrobe, Jonathan discovered a collection of traditional garments from different cultures across the galaxy. Each attire presented a unique civilization and their sartorial traditions, from following robes with intricately patterned garments. Jonathan marveled at the diversity of the styles. He carefully examined each piece, appreciating the craftsman's self and cultural significance behind them. Jonathan realized that this wardrobe was not just a place for clothes, but a testament to the rich tapestry of interstellar civilizations he would encounter in his role as ambassador. A sleek, ergonomic study desk caught Jonathan's attention, complete with a holographic display and an advanced communication terminal. The desk held various alien literature and diplomatic documents, providing an opportunity for Jonathan to delve into the rich cultural heritage and political landscape of his new home. The holographic display offered interactive experiences, allowing him to virtually explore historical sites and engage in immersive learning. As Jonathan approaches the study desk, he noticed a small, mischievous alien creature perched on top of it. The creature, with his playful antics, seemed more interested in nibbling on the edges of his papers than helping him with his work. Jonathan couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of the situation. Instead of storing away the creature, he decided to share his workspace with his new furry companion, who provided a much needed dose of lightheartedness. Jonathan sat back at his desk, ready to dive into his diplomatic work. The desk was organized with neat stacks of documents, briefing papers, and a state-of-the-art holographic display. As he delved into complex issues of interstellar politics, he felt a sense of responsibility weighing on his shoulders. With determination, he began drafting a speech that would convey his vision for peaceful cooperation among different species. The study desk became a space of concentration and intellectual pursuit, where Jonathan dedicated himself to the important tasks ahead. Adjacent to the bed, a large hollow screen projector beckoned Jonathan to activate it. With a touch, the screen came to life, offering a myriad of entertainment options. You could choose from a vast library of alien films, music from distant galaxies, or even engage in interactive educational programs. The hollow screen provided a gateway to diverse cultural experiences, offering a chance for Jonathan to broaden his horizons. Jonathan activated the holoscreen and a holographic display materialized before him, projecting intricate charts and graphs representing economic data from various alien civilizations. As he analyzed the information, he realized the challenges of fostering trade relations between vastly different economies. Jonathan meticulously studied the patterns and trends, searching for potential areas of cooperation and mutually beneficial opportunities. The holoscreen became a tool for serious analysis and strategic decision making, guiding Jonathan's efforts in promoting intergalactic commerce. Jonathan playfully experimented with the holoscreen, discovering a range of amusing holographic filters and effects. In a mischievous grin, he transformed his appearance into that of a comical alien creature, complete with wobbly antennas and exaggerated features. Jonathan couldn't resist taking a few selfies, capturing his playful transformation to share with his friends back on Earth. Holoscreen became a source of laughter and lighthearted entertainment, providing a momentary escape from the weight of his diplomatic responsibilities. Sliding glass doors led to a private balcony overlooking the bustling city below. Jonathan could step outside and feel the gentle breeze on his face, taking in the panoramic view of futuristic architecture of floating vehicles traversing the sky. The balcony offered a serene space to gather his thoughts, connect with nature, and marvel at the wonders of this alien world. Jonathan stepped out onto the balcony, taking in the breathtaking view of the cityscape. The cool breeze brushed against his face, offering a refreshing respite from the bustling energy of the palace. With a cup of steaming tea in his hand, he found solace in the tranquility of the moment. As he gazed at the sprawling metropolis, Jonathan contemplated the immense responsibility he carried as a human ambassador. The balcony became a space of reflection, offering him to gather his thoughts and find inner peace amidst the grandeur of the alien world. Jonathan stood on the balcony, deep in conversation on his remote computer with a distinguished alien diplomat. The sun began to rise, casting a warm glow over the horizon. The serious tone of the conversation underscored the importance of the diplomatic efforts to foster understanding and cooperation between the respective civilizations that exchanged ideas and negotiated agreements and sought common ground in the pursuit of intergalactic harmony. The balcony transformed into a space for meaningful dialogue and relationship building, where the fates of nations were determined and the seeds of lasting peace were sown. The choice was his, and he realized his freedom to shape his days he saw fit. Go back. Good morning, Madness. Just wanted to touch base and make sure we're on track with the embassy opening. Morning, Jonathan. Don't worry, everything is in order. Double check the security measures and ensure the delegates' amenities were prepared. Great, thank you for your thoroughness. Let's make sure everything runs smoothly today. The coffee in hand, the only option for Jonathan was to sit down and gather his thoughts. He had nothing else urgent on his mind. The morning flew by, and before Jonathan knew it, it was nearly 9:30 a.m. The sun hung high in the sky, casting its warm glow through the towering window. Jonathan's gaze was drawn to the flurry of air traffic darting in every direction, an energizing sight that brought a smile to his face. It was time to inaugurate the embassy. A melodic hum broke Jonathan's peace, and he immediately recognized the presence of Mandus entering his apartment from behind. Good morning. I suppose I'll have to get used to this. I should have asked you to knock. Jonathan remarked, his tone light. Mandus halted mid-step, retraced his path and re-entered the flat, much to Jonathan's amusement. Moments later, Jonathan's comments came to life. Ambassador, may I come in? Mandus' voice echoed through the room. Jonathan chuckled. Suddenly, I'm free. With a grin, Mandus swung open the door once again and closed the short distance between them. Is that more to your liking, Jonathan, sir? Absolutely. But remember, this is a shared space, so don't worry about knocking in the future. Feel free to enjoy. Jonathan reassured him. I detest empty, wasted spaces. Know that I can see you're in good spirits, sir. Mandus observed. Ah yes, recent events have turned everything upside down. Suppose today I woke up feeling better than I have in weeks. Jonathan revealed, a hint of optimism in his voice. The Imperial City's magic, I tell you, it bestows good fortune upon anyone who graces its presence, and good luck, my friend, is the most enchanting mistress of all. Madness remarked, his tone laced with awe. Just as a notification chimed through the comms, capturing their attention. Inspector U.S. Madness, please attend to a visitor waiting at the Earth Embassy's office door. The automated voice announced, That must be us, Jonathan, sir. Duty calls on swift wings. Madness proclaimed, a hint of nervous excitement in his voice. He gingerly nudged Jonathan toward another set of closed doors. A flood of anticipation washed over him. On the adjacent wall, a panel caught the Voigan's attention. He approached it, tapped in a series of numbers, and allowed the device to scan his palm. We combine traditional secure codes with print and tissue scanning. It may not be as sophisticated as security measures outside, but it gets the job done. Mandus explained, a touch of hesitation in his voice. Jonathan raised an eyebrow. I was expecting quantum lasers or some such thing. Well, we could, but it's not practical. Without further delay, the door swung open and Mandus extended his hand, inviting Jonathan to enter. As Jonathan stepped into the Earth Embassy office, he was greeted by a bright, well-designed space that reminded him of the offices he had visited back home. While he took in his surroundings, Mandus went ahead to open the door. Meanwhile, a distinguished-looking dragon female stood waiting, clutching an elegant yet weighty purse. Inspector U.S., your timing is always off. Lissa remarked, her voice tinged with playful reproach. Oh, come on, Lissa, we're only minutes late. Jonathan greeted Lissa with a warm smile as he approached him. Lissa, it's great to see you again, he said, his voice filled with genuine delight. Lissa returned the smile, and a sense of purpose in her eyes. Likewise, Jonathan, I'm thrilled to be here and be part of opening the embassy between our worlds. Jonathan nodded, his excitement evident. I couldn't have asked for a better partner in this endeavor. Your experience and diplomatic skills will be invaluable. Lissa inclined her head graciously. Thank you, Jonathan. I've been looking forward to this opportunity for a long time. Mandus rolled his eyes, listening to them. Together we can lay the foundation for a strong relationship between Earth and Vulcans. As they stood there, a sense of shared purpose enveloped him. They have to work together, knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses. They were well aware of the challenges that lay ahead, but their determination gave them the confidence to face any obstacles. Let's make the most of this, Thursa, Jonathan said, his voice filled with determination. We had the chance to build bridges of understanding and cooperation that would benefit both our worlds. Thursa nodded, her gaze steady. Absolutely, Jonathan. With our combined efforts, we can create a future where Earth and other races thrive together. Hand in hand, Jonathan and Thursa moved forward, ready to embark on their mission to establish a lasting alliance. Ambassador, we are not out of the woods yet. I informed you beforehand that I would be assisting with the embassy's opening. Yes, I remember. So what's the plan for the next few days before the actual work begins? The official opening of the embassy is a day, but the operational work will start in a few days' cycles. This week period lasts 9 days, so we have some time. During this period, you'll have the advantage of communication. Your comms device will serve as both a computational tool and a data storage unit. Oh, you mean a device you found on my desk? I wonder where it came from. Indeed, I arranged for it to be delivered to your room. Inspector Sleepy Face here was kind enough to receive it without waking you up. Ha ha ha. Very funny, at 5 a.m. in the morning. Lissa shrugged with an innocent smile. So shall we get started, Ambassador? Before that, what's the proper protocol for opening the embassy? Manus looked at Lursa, who nodded with enthusiasm. He approached a panel on the desk, assessed various parameters, and initiated a comms channel. Blue Guard Security, Inspector U.S. Madness speaking. We are on schedule and fully compliant with the embassy's access procedure. Our systems have been tested and are functioning optimally. We await final confirmation to open the doors. Lursa clapped her hands a few times, displaying her excitement. This is so thrilling. I'm absolutely ecstatic. How about you, Ambassador? She placed her elegant arm warmly on Jonathan's shoulder. Honestly, I'm not quite sure how to feel, opening an embassy on a foreign world. And as the first representative of my species is a mix of excitement and nervousness. I've read that humans often celebrate such occasions with an alcoholic drink. Perhaps we could have a champagne bottle opening? That's a tradition from back home, but in this case, it might not be the best idea. A popping sound would likely attract the entire security force. Oh, you're right. My apologies for the oversight. Don't worry, we'll find another way to mark this special movement. But I must admit, despite the uncertainties, I'm filled with excitement. Just then the comm system sprang to life. Computer Axie here. Commander Axie here. Ambassador Hope. Welcome to Aora. I bring good news. The Emperor himself has approved your request. You now have permission to open the embassy doors. If you require any support from Blue Guard Security, inform your inspector. How do I respond? Manus quickly opened a channel on the virtual console. Here you go, Ambassador. Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you, Commander Axie. I appreciate your assistance. Lursa clapped her hands once again and playfully nudged Madness away from the desk. All right, Inspector. You've had enough time at the workstation. It's my turn now. You can proceed to open the doors. Madness rolled his eyes but obliged, moving to the main door of the office. Opening the door seems simple enough, but what about security measures? Well, it's not as simple as it appears. While anyone can enter, there will be guards stationed outside. The inspector spoke from across the room. Lursa will handle appointment schedule, and a proper schedule will be in place. Additionally, your planner will include designated times for free visits. The main door is equipped with multiple detection systems such as metal, radiation, chemical, viral, and different wavelength scanners. If an individual raises suspicion, a rapid stasis response RSR will be activated. Rapid stasis response, what does that entail? Lursa chimed in, eager to explain. The RSR creates a stasis field that immobilizes anyone with malicious intent. It's an important security measure to ensure the safety of everyone in the embassy. Alyssa turned towards Jonathan, her eyes sparkling with excitement. So shall we get started with the opening? There's so much to do. Jonathan approached Larissa, who was busy organizing documents at her workstation. With a warm smile, he asked, Larissa, could we talk for a moment? I'd love to learn more about your role in opening the embassy and also discuss some of the other aspects we should focus on. Larissa's eyes lit up with enthusiasm. Of course, Ambassador, I'm more than happy to share my insights. And for the other aspects, there are several areas we should consider. We can discuss the operational strategies, explore the key personnel involved, and down to the necessary communication protocols. So where would you like to start? Jonathan approached Madness, who was engrossed in reviewing security protocols on his console. With a mischievous twinkle in his eye, Madness glanced up at Jonathan and quipped, Ambassador, here to join the fun, are you? Just when I thought my day couldn't get any better. Jonathan chuckled at Madness's sense of humor. Well, Madness, I couldn't resist the opportunity to tap into your expertise. Besides, I'm sure you're thrilled to have such an entertaining ambassador to work with. Madness smirked and leaned back in his chair. Oh, absolutely. Keeping up with your unpredictable antics is a highlight of my day. So what can I do for you? Jonathan grinned, appreciating Madness's playful banter. Let's start with the serious stuff for now, but don't worry, we'll save some time for your delightful jokes. I'd like to understand more about your role in ensuring the embassy's security and how we can coordinate our efforts effectively. Jonathan approached his desk, where a state-of-the-art computer and holographic projector were set up for communications. Larissa, her ever-present energy, was already there, monitoring the incoming messages and data transmissions. As Jonathan approached, he greeted him with a smile. Welcome to your communications hub, Ambassador. Larissa said, here at your desk, we have all the tools to establish seamless communication with various stakeholders, from coordinating with local authorities and engaging with our diplomatic counterparts. This computer and holographic projector serve as our window to the world. How can we leverage these communication channels to forge strong connections and navigate the intricacies of diplomacy on Aora? Jonathan's excitement grew as he realized the potential of these advanced communication tools. Jonathan immersed himself in his work, collaborating closely with Larissa and Madness. The trio formed a dynamic team, each bringing their expertise to the table. They delved into the intricate details of establishing diplomatic relations, crafting strategies, and navigating the cultural nuances of Aora. Amidst their focused work, occasional banter filled the room. Madness, with his dry sense of humor, would interject with witty remarks that lightened the mood. Larissa's infectious laughter echoed through the office, adding a lightness to their diplomatic endeavors. Jonathan was engrossed in reviewing a diplomatic agreement when Madness, unable to resist the opportunity for a jest, piped up. You know, Ambassador, I always find it amusing how much paper we waste on keeping these ancient agreements. It's as if the fate of the universe hinges on the precise alignment of these paragraphs. Oh, Madness, don't be so cynical. Those paragraphs are threads that weave diplomatic relationships together. Besides, think of all the recyclable materials we're saving by translating them to digital copies. Besides, this is not the Victorian times. Victorian times, Jonathan? Historical times on Earth where humans use steam-powered engines. Madness raised an eyebrow, feigning surprise. So you're saying I should be grateful to not be drowning in pencils instead of paper cuts? How unfortunate. Jonathan couldn't help but join in the laughter. Well, Madness, at least you won't need a bandage or need a bandage for a pixel-related injury. But let's not underestimate the importance of these agreements. They are the foundation of understanding and cooperation between our worlds. Manners leaned back in his chair, a mischievous glare in his eyes. He mimicked Jarvan's voice with a comical tone. Oh, Manners, I'm so grateful for the majestic alignment of these pixel paragraphs. They fill my heart with such warmth and joy. Alyssa burst into laughter and clutched her stomach. Oh, Mandus, you have Jarvan's voice down to perfection. I never knew you were a master impersonator. Mandus grinned, his dry humor still intact. Well, Alyssa, it's just one of my many hidden talents. Perhaps I should consider a career in voice acting. Jonathan smirked, glancing mischievously at Mandus. I hope, Mandus, that you're as good at implementing security measures as you are at cracking jokes. Our safety might depend on it. Mandus feigned offense, placing a hand dramatically over his heart. Oh, Ambassador, you rule me with your lack of faith. Rest assured, I take security very seriously. My impeccable wit is merely a bonus. Lester giggled at their playful exchange. Well, Jonathan, if anything, Mandus's humor might keep potential intruders entertained while our security measures take effect. Jonathan chuckled, appreciating their ability to find lightness amidst their duties. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But I have faith in both your abilities, man. Their seriousness and humor make a formidable duo. Mandus touched his fur, a mock solemn expression on his face. I shall do my best to protect you, Ambassador, with my wit and security prowess combined. Their playful exchange reminded them of the balance they needed to strike between work and levity. With a new focus, they returned to their task, understanding that a touch of humor could make their diplomatic endeavors all the more meaningful. As the day drew to a close, Jonathan couldn't help but feel grateful for the collaboration and levity shared with Alyssa and Mandus. They had not only seemed to have become colleagues, but also friends on this extraordinary journey. With the festivities awaiting them, they were reminded of the importance of forging connections beyond the confines of work. This was a relatively successful, peaceful first day, Ambassador. You call that peaceful? Here, peaceful doesn't mean boring, just without incidents. I see. Jonathan stretched on a chair. On his side of the office, a door to the embassy opened and an elderly Discary entered the room. He exuded confidence and an odd air of quirkiness, expressed by the vivid colors of his clothes. It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Hope. Discary said straight away to Jonathan, catching him off guard. Ambassador Hope, I'm sorry, sir. Who are you? Yes, indeed. Apologies, Ambassador. But don't worry, all my patients are just people, humans, Discary, Voikin, Aina, aeronauts. Everyone suffers from the same problems and illnesses, whether a shopkeeper, singer, king, or ambassador. But I'm not a doctor just for one kind. I'm for all kinds, you see. I don't understand. Who are you, sir? And why did you call me your patient? Jonathan looked at Alyssa, hoping for her to help, but the woman only shrugged, smiling without a word. Apologies, His Royal Highness, Prince of Annabor, has requested I visit you to perform a health check after yesterday's perturbations. I am Haine Akita, the first royal physician and xenobiologist. The scary doctor looked around to ensure it was just him, Jonathan, and Alyssa without earshot. His Royal Highness expressed that although your human friend may be a doctor of the mind, healing the body doesn't seem to be his specialty. I am grateful, but I'm absolutely fine. Nonsense, Mr. Hope. You are not fine. I'm not going to start with what I observed yesterday. I'm not going to start with what I observed happened yesterday night. Wait, you're the doctor from the clinic. You treated my wounds. Took you a while, Jonathan. Indeed, Ambassador, everyone think it would be best if you would put yourself into strenuous situations. That's why I'm here. I don't do house visits, but the prince insisted. The prince? Yes. It would be best if you were under observation as an alien entering our new ecosystem. Who knows what effects this may have on you, but we will have to settle on daily visits for the few coming days. But don't fret, I'm fully trained to treat any race, species, or patients, even humans. Yes. Before you even thought about AR for the first time, Mr. Hope, the best doctors of my whole world, including my humble self, have been studying your people. Daily visits to understand you better, to help you better. The scary doctor was talking so fast that Jonathan could barely keep up with his energy. Liz, on the other hand, seemed very pleased and amused. Jonathan, I will comply with what the doctor says. You are not talking to scary doctor. Trust me on that. I tried. Yes, Madam has tried many times, but the winning score is always mine. Yeah, and yes, milady there, you are in good health. Actually, doctor, I did want to say, in a moment, madam, Mr. Hope, I am here for you. Firstly, I will need you to take this medication. Well, not medication. It's a multi-compound body scanner, hidden within an easily digestible tablet. Yes, it's sweet. It has a pleasant flavor, fruit jelly. Then my research well. You like fruit jelly, yes, Mr. Hope? I'm sorry, what? Do not fear. It will only reside within your body for less than 2-day cycles. And the data it gathers will be automatically forwarded to my receiver for analysis within the sanctuary laboratory. Listen, doctor, please slow down. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with the idea of having a scanner floating around my stomach, where we can perform a full body test with invasive blood works and other bodily fluids. Even the best technology cannot just facilitate results and readings from thin air. Again, slow down. Is this all too fast? You can't just waltz in like this and request me to. Oh, Jonathan, trust me, he can. There are regulations in place for that, and if you won't, he will just keep talking until you will. Jonathan pursed his lips for a moment. You're joking. Jonathan glanced at Lursa and she only shook her head. Fine. Wonderful. Will you kindly get yourself a glass of water and comfortably and just a tablet? My humble self will await your return here. Jonathan glanced at the doctor's extended paw and the small sachet containing the tablet. After a moment, he took it to avoid an unnecessary embarrassing exchange. And it will not take over my body. The nervous system somehow overrides my personality. The scary doctor fluttered his eyes for a moment and then started laughing like crazy. Even Lursa covered her snout to hide a giggle. Ambassador, please tell me the inspector hasn't been showing you any of those ridiculous hollow vids he loves so much. No, what? The doctor combed his beard for a moment, curiously, after he stopped laughing. During my scans, I have detected an unusual level of chemicals in your body. We need to remove them. They may be impacting your health. I have been treated for severe depression after the loss of my sister. Cures primitive attempts to control the depths of the psyche by the chemical impact. Wilson giggled. Doctor, manners, please. Yes, I'm sorry. I forget myself. My apologies, Ambassador. I mean no offense. My condolences for your loss, but we will need to clean those chemicals out of your body as they will prevent the correct healing process. That will reverse everything I have gone through. Indeed, it will. And then we will help you in a much better way. Suffering never killed anyone. The talking doctor giggled, talking to himself. Well, Ambassador, chop. I need to ingest that probe to be able to fully assess her condition. Melissa rolled her eyes and approached Jonathan, trying to be the more supportive side. Trust me, Jonathan, the doctor knows what he is doing. She looked at Tiskiri, who seemed to be engrossed in work on his tablet, and then back to Jonathan, and in a hushed voice added, He seems a bit crazy, but he is one of the best doctors you can find. Ah, madam, being crazy is the dependence of a brilliant mind, but human is 5 times better than most species. Exactly. Feeling a sense of relief, Jonathan complied and ingested the pill the doctor had given him. It was sweet and felt like a piece of sugary chewing gum, yet knowing it was a medical device, he couldn't stop thinking of swallowing a small robot. Oh, Ambassador, my apologies. I performed a physical scan while we were talking. It was seamless and quick. It confirmed everything that I observed yesterday while treating you. Jonathan wanted to protest, as he didn't think being scanned without consent was acceptable. Even if it would have saved his life, even if it would save his life. And before he said anything, Lursa put her lizard hand on her shoulder and shook her head as if she knew what he was about to say. "I wish you a good evening and a wonderful night, Ambassador. We shall see each other soon. How exciting." With these words, the scary doctor left the embassy, leaving Jonathan with mixed feelings and speechless. "That was weird. He is weird. He is weird," Lursa responded, both exchanged looks and laughed, and started laughing. "Well, Lursa, this whole thing is getting weirder by the minute, but hey, you said being an ambassador would be easy, right?" "You got that right, Jonathan, but you know what they say, no risk, no reward." "True that, and speaking of rewards, these celebrations are going all out, huh? I have taken a moment to see how they look in the past and have never seen anything like it. The music, the holograms, the food, it's like a sci-fi party on steroids. It still is a sight to behold. The Dirakir Imperium knows how to throw a party. Just take it all in, Jonathan. Enjoy the moment and soak up the atmosphere." "You're right, Lisa. Let's make the most of it. But, oh hey, there's Madness. Looks like he's ready to join the festivities too." Madness, with a mischievous grin on his face, approached Jonathan and Lisa. Well, if it isn't our esteemed ambassador and his wise advisor, would they have some fun, Jonathan?" "You bet, Madness. I hear this party will be out of this world, quite literally. And by the way, no security work tonight, alright? Just pure celebration." Alyssa Wolf ready to howl at the moons and dance his paws off. As they finished the remainders of work, Jonathan, Lursa, and Madness made their way to the Grand Plaza where the celebrations were in full swing. The celebrations of the aeronaut culture led by the imperial race of the Dirakir Imperium were a spectacle of unparalleled grandeur. The atmosphere buzzed with excitement as festivities unfolded, immersing spectators in a world of wonder and opulence. A symphony of colors filled the night sky as majestic spaceships adorned with shimmering lights gracefully glided through the air. Their intricate formations and daring acrobatics left onlookers in awe, while the rhythmic beats and celestial drums reverberated, sensing with the pulsating energy of the crowd. Holographic displays projected larger-than-life images of ancient legends and mythical creatures, blurring the boundaries between reality and fantasy. Exotic scents of blooming flowers mingled with the aroma and tantalizing delicacies from distant star systems, tempting all to partake in a sensory feast. The air was alive with the harmonious melodies of a galactic symphony, intertwined with the mesmerizing dance performances of elegantly attired individuals, donning ornate garments adorned with intricate patterns. They move with grace and precision. Their movements a testament to generations of artistry and cultural heritage. Explosions of fireworks lit up the night sky, painting it with vibrant streaks of color and showering the scene with shimmering sparks. The audience erupted in applause and cheers, their enthusiasm contagious as they marveled at the spectacle unfolding before them. These celebrations were more than just a showcase of the aeronauts' rich cultural tapestry. They embodied a profound sense of pride and reverence for their heritage. It was a moment of unity where beings from across the universe converged, transcending language barriers and cultural differences to revel in a universal language of joy and celebration. The Dirakir Imperium had spared no expense in curating this extraordinary event, a testament to their power, creativity, and commitment to capturing the essence of their vibrant civilization. The celebrations etched memories that will endure, forever reminding those fortunate enough to witness it of the awe-inspiring grandeur of this remarkable occasion. Jonathan stood with all the lights of the universe reflecting in his eyes, feeling that something has changed in him. Was it this world or the time that had passed from the horrible events? The light found its way back into his heart. Jonathan was swept away by the vibrant energy of the aeronaut celebrations. Immersed in a sea of exotic beings from across the Dirakir Imperium, he marveled at the kaleidoscope of colors that adorned their attire. Alien instruments filled the air with enchanting melodies, while rhythmic beats set the crowd in motion. Every step he took revealed a new display of cultural artistry, from intricate dances to acrobatic performance. As Jonathan ventured deeper into the heart of the festivities, he found himself surrounded by a symphony of sights and sounds. The air buzzed with excitement, vibrant, alive, exotic aromas wafted through the bustling streets, enticing him to explore the food stalls that lined the way. The tantalizing flavors and not cuisine danced on his taste buds, a feast for both the senses of the soul. Amidst the throng of revelers, Jonathan felt a sense of exhilaration and wonder the alien world had opened its doors to him, inviting him to embrace its richness and diversity. With each step, he discovered new surprises, be it marketplaces adorned with ornate tapestries or street performers captivating audiences with their artistry. Possibilities seemed endless, beckoning him to delve further into the unknown. Lost in the vibrant crowd, Jonathan's heart swelled with gratitude for the opportunity to witness such a spectacle. The all-night celebrations had transported him to a realm of vibrant colors, infectious laughter, and a sense of unity that transcended language and origin. And as the night sky adorned itself with stars, he couldn't help but feel a stirring of curiosity, wondering what others, what other wonders this alien world held in store for him. Seeking a moment of respite from the overwhelming. Yeah, I might turn this down here. Seeking a moment of respite from the overwhelming celebration, Jaffa ascended a narrow staircase that led to a secluded rooftop, hoping to find solace amidst the lively chaos below. As he gazed at the breathtaking view of the city bathed in vibrant hues, he never expected to cross paths with someone he had grown to despise, Leland, the haunting and elusive prince and son to the emperor. Leland, standing at the edge of the rooftop, turned to face Jonathan with a condescending smirk. Enjoying the festivities, Ambassador Hope, he sneered, his voice dripping with superiority. Jonathan's annoyance flared, and he couldn't contain his frustration any longer. "What is your problem, Leland? Why do you always have to act so smug and superior?" Leland's gaze shifted dismissively, as if Jonathan's words were beneath his attention. "I have no interest in engaging in a petty argument with you, human. Me being here is simply a testament to my duty as a prince, to grace the celebration with my presence." Jonathan's patience wore thin. "You can drop the act, Your Highness. It doesn't take much to build a perfect picture of who you really are. Always trying to keep your distance, thinking you're better than everyone else." His expression hardened, a flicker of annoyance crossed his face. "You clearly have a distorted perception of reality, Jonathan. I suggest you focus on your ambassadorial duties instead of creating false perceptions in that small brain of yours." With that, Leland turned on his heels and walked away, leaving Jonathan seething with unresolved anger. The encounter had only intensified their mutual disdain. It seemed that any hope for understanding between them was destined to remain out of reach. As Jonathan ventured deeper into the pulsating heart of the celebration, he found himself engulfed in a vibrant, yeah, he found himself engulfed in a sea of exuberant revelers, their laughter and jubilant cries filling the air. The vibrant lights bathed the surroundings in a kaleidoscope of colors, and the infectious rhythms of aeronaut music echoed through the streets. Amidst the throng of merry makers, he spotted Mantis, the lively odd specter. Mantis, his face adorned with an exuberant smile, bowed towards Jonathan with unbridled enthusiasm. "Ambassador, come, join the festivities. Let the music and the joy of this moment sweep you away." Jonathan, although captivated by the infectious energy surrounding him, shook his head and politely declined. I appreciate the offer, Mandus, but dance is not really my thing. Undeterred, Mandus grabbed Jonathan's hand and attempted to pull him into the swirling mass of dancers. Nonsense and celebrations for everyone, even those who claim they can't dance. Let's go, let go your inhibitions and let the rhythm guide your movements. Jonathan resisted, his feet firmly planted in the ground. I'm sorry, Mandus, but I'll have to pass. I'll enjoy the festivities from the sidelines. Mandus let out a boisterous laugh, his enthusiasm undiminished. Oh, Ambassador Hope, you don't know what you're missing, but I won't give up on you. Perhaps another time, when the music speaks louder than your reservations. When I found a pat on Jonathan's shoulder, Mandus battled back into the crowd, leaving Jonathan to marvel at his boundless energy. Even though he declined the invitation, there was no denying the infectious joy that emanated from Mandus, a testament to the unyielding spirit of the aeronaut culture. As Jonathan found himself amidst the exuberant crowd, he felt a surge of excitement and anticipation, ready to immerse himself in the vibrant energy of the celebration. However, the intensity of the alien revelers proved to be overwhelming. The crowd seemed like a wild, untamed river, pulling him along with its current of joyful chaos. Jonathan's heart raced and a sense of panic began to creep over him. The music grew louder, the lights more dazzling, and the movements of the crowd more frenetic. Just as he stumbled, after being pushed, barely catching his balance in fear of being swept away by the crowd's euphoria, a strong arm suddenly wrapped around his waist, pulling him out of the tumultuous sea of revelers. Gasping for breath, Jonathan found himself on the sidelines away from the pulsating heart of the celebration. He turned to thank his savior, and his eyes met the gaze of a scary guard clad in an ornate uniform that marked his distinguished status. Recognition flickered in Jonathan's mind as he listened to the familiar voice that had rescued him from the overwhelming chaos. Easy there, Ambassador Hope. The scary guard spoke, his voice filled with calm authority. It seems the spirit of the celebration got the best of you. Jonathan blinked in surprise, realizing that it was amazing the prince himself who had come to his rescue in disguise. The revelation left him speechless, his mind buzzing with questions. Why would the prince of the inner bar be mingling among the revelers, dressed as a guard? Amazing for a moment, raised the helm mask, revealing his piercing gaze, and offered Jonathan a reassuring smile. This prince seems to have come to your rescue yet again, Ambassador Hope. Sometimes even rulers need a reprieve from their duties. The prince understands the overwhelming nature of this celebration, sought solace among the people. As Jonathan regained his composure, a mixture of gratitude and curiosity welled up within him. Before he could utter a word, a Mason gestured towards a quieter area away from the frenzied crowd. Perhaps, Ambassador, you will feel more at ease taking that path. Before Jonathan could respond, just Gary bowed his head and retreated into the crowds behind him. Jonathan's encounter with a Mason shrouded in mystery and intrigue, hinted at a deeper connection between their worlds and set the stage for an unexpected alliance in the days to come. As the final notes of the music lingered and the crowd dispersed, Jonathan headed back to his apartment. Feeling his body exhausted and aching from the exhilarating day he had experienced, the vibrant colors, pulsated music, and energetic dancing had taken the toll of his physical well-being, reminding him of the limits of his human endurance. Aware that his injuries required rest, he acknowledged the importance of taking care of himself. Before retiring for the night, Jonathan sent Mandus a message to let him know that he was fine but in need of rest. He assured Mandus that he had enjoyed the festivities immensely. With a sense of satisfaction and contentment, Jonathan prepared himself for a peaceful sleep, knowing that there were more experiences and discoveries to come in the days ahead. Okay, so I'll start right here. So the next video will begin chapter 2. And I think that's the farthest chapter in the VM so far. So, Madness certainly has been enjoying himself. Amazing wanted to mingle with the people, even if it means being in a uniform that the guards wear, so he won't be noticed, I guess. And Alan, he is still very hostile towards Jonathan, and that's not the way. That's just not the way he should act. I mean, if you're going to be the future emperor of the planet, of the empire, I mean, you're not going to really improve relations with an attitude like that. I mean, he still thinks that Jonathan and humans are inferior. He certainly has a superiority complex, and while most of the encounters Jonathan had with people have been friendly and cordial, Leland is the one person who has been very hostile towards him. And we got to meet the doctor. Well, again, anyway. And while he's elderly, I can't tell by the way he looks, but he looks very muscular. I mean, all the characters in this game, they look more muscular now than their original version of the game. So, kind of like a, he's very proud about himself, and he presses people into being under his care. Hey, I can take care of you. I can have the best medicine, have the best knowledge of curing you. That's what the doctor is. He very much wants people to try to be under his service. Kind of like a car salesman, high pressure person, always talking fast. But anyway, yeah, so next time we'll start chapter 2. So thank y'all very much for watching. Goodbye.